Yeah.
Now, he's not yet in any official position of authority, right, when you come back?
No.
But, I mean, you guys aren't morons. They're married now. You have to be having some consideration that he's going to possibly be in a position of authority with the company. Maybe not. Maybe you weren't thinking in terms of an executive position, but certainly in the creative and booking and writing,
Like
right?
you have to realize, like from my standpoint, like my buddy blows his quad, and like I'm just more worried. Like that point, I mean, me and Disco went down and got in the ring with him in Birmingham, as he was getting ready, and uh, like I went down there a couple times and just we went out to sushi and shit when he was just hanging out down in Birmingham, and we were more concerned, like we were in the moment. Like I remember when he came back, and I think it was the Garden. He came back, and it was just, he looked amazing, and he was always such a workhorse, and he just had, he'd been gone a while, and it was just like he picked up right where he left off, and he had had so many great runs with so many guys up there, and Paul was always really giving, so.
But the consideration, though, of course, he's a great worker, all that stuff. We know all that, right? But his marital position in the McMahon family has to be a consideration with you guys, as far as his future being in control.
Yeah, I mean, but no, like we're not. In retrospect, yeah, it happened, but like nobody's nobody's thinking, wow, it's Vince is always going to be in charge. Like that's the
Right.
right that's why that's why everybody got a bump last fucking week,
But
because
but
it's like
no,
no, he wasn't going fucking anywhere.
no, like, hey, this is a good guy to have as a best friend right about now.
No,
No.
I fucking like no, Vince ain't going fucking nowhere. So it's just like you're always gonna, what are you gonna be, 2-3? You're not gonna bat fucking clean up. That's just the way it is. It ain't gonna fucking happen.
His positions over time. I mean, the verbiage and the corporate titles. Executive Vice President of Talent and Live Events, Executive Vice President of Global Talent Strategy and Development. Then actually, there was a step in the middle there. 2013 would have been Executive VP of Talent, Live Events, and Creative. And so now he's doing his thing. About 2010, I'm going to say, is the first official corporate title that's handed down, which was Executive Senior Advisor. Was that ultimately just like a talent type thing? When you say Executive Senior Advisor, not on the business end, but Senior Advisor on working with talent, developing talent, choosing talent?
I think at that time, the Ohio Valley was up and running.
Lean a little closer to that mic. Don't. I know it's big and black, but do not be scared of it.
I think that he was working. I mean, Ohio Valley Wrestling was up and running. They had that Florida champ. I think like the first.
The Florida developmental.
Yeah, they had that. And then, so I know he was involved in all of the phases of those, and then eventually, the Performance Center was, I think, pretty much his brainchild. But the thing was also that Paul was very instrumental in as they became more of a global entity. We did Europe. We ran Europe. We didn't. We did India, did Israel. We weren't global. We didn't go to South America. We didn't go to fucking, we didn't go to Rome, didn't go to Paris, I wrestled all those places on indies. And so they started having, rings and put in these, and like they warehouse shit in each of these countries, so they weren't dragging it around. I mean, so they were, and he was in charge of a lot of just those small specifics on making just logistically easier to globally run house shows.
Oh, that's interesting. So when you got global, there would be like a hub near certain places you were where there was a WWE ring to your specifications. Because, of
Right.
course, years before, it was whatever ring they set up in
Right.
Puerto Rico, or Mukesh wheeled a ring into, Pakistan.
Then we had an office in London. WWE had an office in London. I mean, we started, the company really started it, and that was all after it went public.
I have never heard a bad word about him ever. From the developmental guys that I've talked to, the name guys, and I'm talking about of course, on camera, no one wants to say anything about Triple H. I understand that, but like even off camera, like he's somehow just like always maintained a squeaky clean reputation, and it's not always as obvious as, well, he's a good guy, so no one's. I've heard people I thought were good guys have shit talked about them by people that were jealous or.
You'd have to meet his mother and father.
Oh, tell me.
His mother and father are like salt of the earth. They're just the two of the nicest human beings on the planet. His socialization process is, I mean, is close to Leave It to Beaver as probably you could have. I mean, it just, I guess when you don't go through life with a fucking backpack full of fucking baggage, I think that maybe life's a little bit,
I didn't think such people existed, but I guess I'm glad to hear
I
that
didn't,
people without baggage exist.
he just didn't have any.
Right.
He just never, he had, it was almost like fucking, it was strange because I've just never been around anybody with no vices.
Right.
Like, wow, like, you're really fucking talented. You cut a good promo. You're funny as fuck. You don't miss a workout, and you don't have any vices.
Does that make him boring?
No, he's funny as fuck.
Everyone's got something. Some people, even if it ain't drugs or some monkey on their back, people fuck their pets or something, right?
Only in Florida, man.
Right. So what do we bottle? Okay, let's have some kind of summation here. We want to make the perfect professional wrestling corporate executive / worker / creative. What do we bottle from Paul Levesque?
Levesque.
You don't pronounce the S, huh?
What do you bottle from him? Number one thing you would bottle from him is his passion for the business. And he's also fucking a student of the business. I think that's huge. I think that if you know the history of most things, especially if you know the downfalls of corporations or anything, if you know the history, then the chance of you repeating that is a lot. It's very limited as opposed to being somebody that like maybe was the 45th president that wanted the troops to be more like they were towards Adolf Hitler. And then the general said, well, they tried to kill Adolf Hitler 3 times. He goes, didn't know that. How about the fucking movie with fucking Tom Cruise? Huh? Remember that one? And then I said to myself, I'm like, who the fuck sees this movie? The trailer's telling you that Cruise and his fucking cohorts are going to assassinate Hitler. I know history. I know that motherfucker didn't get assassinated. So what's the upside of me seeing this fucking film? I know the finish.
Could be speculative fiction. Speculative historical fiction.
I don't know.